All right, if you're a Go developer who's been looking at all the AI action happening, you've probably felt a little left out, right? I mean, it seems like the whole party is in Python. So today, we're diving into something called AgenticGoKit. It's a framework that's promising to change all that, letting you build really sophisticated AI agents, but in the language you actually love, Go.
And this quote from the team behind AgenticGoKit, it just hits the nail on the head. You see, for years, if you wanted to build with AI, you were pretty much stuck with what people call Python lock-in. You had to make this tough choice, either get access to Python's huge AI ecosystem or stick with the incredible performance and concurrency that you get with Go. You know this feeling, don't you? It's this really frustrating trade-off. You want to build these super fast, super reliable, type-safe applications that Go is known for, but all the cool AI toys, the best libraries, the cutting-edge frameworks, they're all over in the Python playground. It forces you into this corner where you have to compromise on your architecture or your access to the latest AI tech.
But what if you didn't have to choose? And that's where the story takes a turn. We're moving from the problem to the solution. So let's pull back the curtain on AgenticGoKit, a framework built from the ground up, specifically for Go developers like you.
So what exactly is AgenticGoKit? Well, at its core, it's a Go framework for building and orchestrating entire teams of intelligent AI agents. And there are two key phrases you really got to remember here: production ready and streaming first. We're going to break down what those mean in just a second. But the big idea? Bringing serious, heavy-duty AI power right into your native Go environment. And wow, this list right here, it really shows you why this is such a big deal. You've got real-time streaming, which your users will absolutely love. You can build these complex teams of agents that work together. You're not locked into one LLM provider. You can use whichever one you want. And all of this is wrapped up in those high-performance Go binaries we love. And it even supports things like images, audio, and video. Okay, let's dive into that first key feature, and honestly, it's one of my favorites, this streaming-first architecture. And I gotta say, this isn't just some flashy gimmick to make things look cool in a demo. No, this fundamentally changes the game for how you build, and maybe more importantly, how you debug your AI apps. Okay, so look at this contrast. The old way, using something like agent.run, is kind of like sending a message in a bottle. You just toss your request out there and, well, you wait. It feels slow for your user, and for you, the developer, it's a total black box. You have no idea what's happening inside. But then you have agent.run stream. This is totally different. You see the response happening in real time, token by token, as it's being generated. It feels instant, and you can literally watch the agent's thought process unfold. That is a massive, massive win for debugging. And you know what the best part is? It's how simple this is. With just a couple lines of code, you can watch your agents think out loud. You're turning that black box into a completely transparent process. No more guessing, no more wrestling with weird async code. You just see what's happening as it happens. All right, so building a single agent? That's cool. But the real magic, the real power, happens when you get them to work together as a team. This brings us to the next huge feature, orchestrating multi-agent workflows. Think of this as going from hiring a single freelancer to managing a whole high-performance team. So first up, we've got the sequential pattern, and you can just think of this as an assembly line. It's super straightforward. One agent does its job, say a research agent gathers all the facts. Then it passes its work down the line to the next one, maybe an analyzer agent that finds the key insights. And finally, that gets passed to a writer agent who creates the final report. It's simple, it's predictable, and for any kind of pipeline task, it's just incredibly effective. Okay, next we have the parallel workflow. Think of this one like a brainstorming session in your office. If you have tasks that don't depend on each other, why not run them all at once? Let's say you're analyzing a new software feature. You can spin up a technical analyst, a business analyst, and a security analyst and have them all run at the exact same time. This just crushes your total analysis time, making everything so much faster. All right, but what about when things get more complicated? For that, you've got the DAG workflow. Just think of it like a project plan, with all those little dependency arrows. So maybe a security scan and a performance test both have to wait for the initial code review to finish. And then the final approval step has to wait for both of those to be done. It sounds complicated, but here's the cool part. AgenticGoKit handles all of that dependency management for you, completely automatic. And last but not least, we have the loop workflow. This is perfect for anything that needs iteration, like getting something just right. Imagine an agent generates some code, then a second agent reviews it. Then, a simple condition checks. Does the review say approved? If it doesn't, boom, It loops right back to the start and tries again, maybe up to 5 times. This is how you build AI systems that can actually self-correct and aim for a high standard of quality.
Okay, so we've seen how to build these different kinds of teams. That's already pretty powerful. But now, get ready for the real power move. What if you could take an entire workflow, an entire team, and treat it like it was just one single simple agent? Well, that's exactly what sub-workflows are all about.
So here's the big idea, and it's a really powerful one. A sub-workflow lets you take an entire multi-agent workflow, like that parallel review team we just talked about, and basically wrap it up in a box. It becomes a single reusable component, like a custom tool you can just grab from your toolbox and plug into an even bigger system.
So why is this such a big deal? Well, it means you can build your AI systems like you're playing with Legos. Seriously. You create these small, simple, and totally testable building blocks. Those are your sub-workflows. Then, you just snap them together to build these incredibly complex, hierarchical systems without getting bogged down in all the complexity. This is the absolute key to making your AI system scalable.
Okay, all these features are awesome, but here's the million-dollar question. Is this just a cool experiment, or can you actually use this in a real production project? The answer is a huge, resounding yes. Let's talk about why you can start building with AgenticGoKit today.
First off, and this is huge, you have total freedom from vendor lock-in. You are not chained to OpenAI or anyone else. You can start developing on your laptop for free using something like Ollama. You can go experiment with all the amazing open-source models on Hugging Face, and then when you're ready to go live, you can deploy with OpenAI or Azure or whatever you need. The framework just handles it all for you.
And here's the really magical part. All that freedom we just talked about, it comes with practically zero friction. I mean, to switch from your local Ollama setup to a full-blown production model on OpenAI, you don't rewrite your agent, you don't change your logic, you literally change one single line in a config file. That's it. Your code stays exactly the same. How cool is that?
Another thing that gives you confidence is that the project has a super clear and transparent roadmap. Right now, the V1 Beta API is stable, and it's what they recommend for any new projects. The team is using this period to gather feedback, and this API will eventually graduate to become the official V1.0 release. This means you can build on it today, knowing you're on a stable platform that has a clear path forward.
And hey, getting started? It could not be easier. It's literally one command. You just run this go get command, and you can seriously have your very first agent up and running in probably 60 seconds. The barrier to entry here is just incredibly low.
So, this brings us back to the big picture. Now that you have a tool that finally gives you the raw performance and type safety of Go, combined with the power to build these sophisticated multi-agent AI systems, well, the possibilities are just wide open. So I guess the real question is, what are you going to build? What kind of AI team will you put together? What incredible problems are you going to solve? I honestly can't wait to see what the Go community does with